Okay, greetings everybody out there in YouTube land. Today I'm over here in Pottstown, and I'm actually at Riverfront Park. And there's a couple things here we're going to talk about with this video. Number one, I'm walking along what is part of the Schuylkill River Trail. And it's a bike trail that's on abandoned railroad property and stuff, where people come out and hike and do whatever. Part of the railroad that actually went through here at one time was part of the Pennsylvania Railroad. If you've seen one of my other videos, I did it on the bridge that was down in North Coventry Township, Chester County. So this is still part of it. This trail goes down through the borough of Pottstown along the Schuylkill River, and tracks have been taken out, long gone, but there is a spur. The tracks that are there now, it's actually a spur from the Norfolk Southern line into the borough. Into some of the industrial parks that are in there and stuff. So at one time the railroad did run through here. I know it's a little noisy under here because I'm walking underneath Route 100. But there's another little interesting thing behind me. I should say off to the side here. And I always wondered about it. I watch myself here because I got people on bikes and stuff going by me. There was always this bridge that I thought was a railroad bridge. And it is, a little bit. It's a bridge that was used by a foundry company in the area here, and basically used it to take their slag across the river and dump it. There's a lot more people on this trail than what I thought was going to be today to try and do this video. Okay, now that I got a spot to myself and I can talk without having people walk by me or drive by me and give me weird looks and stuff because I'm talking to myself, even though I'm holding a camera. There was a foundry company across the ways here on the other side, and basically what they did was their byproduct, which was the slag. They used to have a narrow gauge railroad that ran through here, and I can't really find the right location of it, but it basically crossed over somewhere in this area and went across the Schuylkill River over in Chester County, where they had an area over there where they dumped slag. I actually wanted to start filming over there at that spot, but they're doing some work at the park over there and I can't get to the trail to get down to the bridge. So I might have to film that a little bit later today, or come back another day and do it. So I figured I'd try and start filming it over here and see if we can get down to the bridge from here. I did manage to find a trail off to the side here. So we're going to go down here and see if we can locate the old narrow gauge railroad. I mean, just walking in here, there's a lot of ruins here and stuff that I'm finding already, or signs of stuff at one time. Got some big bolts sticking up out of the ground here. Back here it looks like there's a structure of some sort back here. Not quite sure what this was, but a bunch of junk down there in the bottom. Schuylkill River is right down here, and the bridge that I want to talk about is right through the trees there. So let's see where this trail is going to take me. And also, I did check. I did not see any no trespassing signs and stuff. So, as far as I know, we are on public land. It was actually a shorter walk than I thought to get here. So this is the bridge, and like I said, it was a narrow gauge railroad that went across the river. Onto the other side, and it was where and I think the foundry company that had this was affiliated with Warwick Furnace, although I'm not quite sure. There isn't much information online about it. Again, I'll put when I find out more information, I'll put the links in the description at the bottom. But as you can tell from the trestle, it's not quite as wide as a normal railroad trestle. That's why it's called a narrow gauge railroad. There is some ties and stuff left over here, but I don't see any of the rail, and you can't access the bridge to get on top of it. I mean, it looks like some people might have tried, but there is it looks like you might be able to, although I'm not going to try it, and I don't recommend it. There are still leftover railroad ties up there. And also, I don't know what the grade was like here for the railroad, meaning the slope to come across this bridge and everything. There is one aerial photo that I found, but it's not a good photo, and I mean, you can see the area where they dumped across the river, but it's, as far as trying to zoom in and get any details, it's just not that great. I've always come by here when I was a kid, going to the mall that's over here. I always saw this bridge and wondered what it was. I actually thought it was a railroad bridge, and well, it is in a way, but not for a regular railroad. Alright, sorry about that. Did my rookie move of the day. Checked my battery before I started back here and it looked decent. And battery went down to 1 bar, gave me a notice of low battery, and not even without other warnings, it just shut off. So, sorry about that. So anyway, what I was saying before, the pillars over there that you can see of the bridge definitely showing deterioration over the years. And I'm not quite sure the age of this bridge. I'm just going to guess. This could be back into the 1800s again with this. There used to be rails up on top there, but I'm thinking pretty much they either were pushed into the river by kids or taken out and used for scrap. So I cannot find any rails up there anymore. And I remember seeing some hanging over the edge when I was a kid, coming over here and stuff. But that was like the 1970s. Yeah, and that's 40 some years ago. But it looks like there's also some good fishing here where I'm standing. Drops off pretty decent here, although the current's a little strong here, just looking at it. But it is a nice part of the Schuylkill River. One thing that I probably filmed earlier and didn't realize until I came walking back here is you can tell this bridge has been abandoned for a while when there's a tree growing up through the trestle. Hopefully you can see that. See if I can get the sun under the bridge there. Here we go. Nature's way of reclaiming things. And of course, I can never go anywhere without encountering one of these. Everybody knows how much I love these things. Where is he at? It's a little hard to zoom in here with the camera, looking through the viewfinder here. There he is. Now I see him. Yep. First one of the season. Go figure. I'm not a fan of snakes. Not poisonous or anything, it's just a garter snake, but I still don't really care for him that much. But you can tell warmer weather's here because they're out. He's just there sunning himself, so we'll let him go. But of course I had to find one. Alright. Still wandering around here looking for some abutments, and came to an area. Seems like this area did a lot of dumping at one time of old macadam, and there's just junk laying around here. But I thought this was interesting. Find a brick out in the middle of here, Glengarry, which is a brick company that's up on Route 61 there outside of Shoemakersville. Very interesting finding one of them laying out here. But this is thicker than what I thought it was going to be in here. and stuff. And I'm not finding any signs or anything of a grade or anything else, because right there's the end of the bridge. So I'll walk around a little bit more, see if I can find anything. All right, I think I did find where one of the other abutments was at one point, and that was right here, but it pretty much looked like they knocked it down for the most part, because I don't see, and it would pretty much put it in line with the bridge and stuff. So this was probably where one of the abutments were. I'm going to see if I can walk over on the other side of the road over there, see if I can find anything else, but I doubt it. So we'll see what presents itself to me. All right. After waiting for a few hours, finally, the construction guys left over here at this park. To get to this bridge here, this is called River Bend Park. Backdoor field access. It's off of River Road over around the Coventry Mall in the back. But what was going on earlier and why I couldn't get in here to do what I wanted to do was because of this. So they're doing a little bit of construction here, but it's after 4 o'clock now. Those guys are gone for the day. So we're good to go now. There's nobody else here, so I can do my business, do what I want, and we'll be good. All right. Here's another good view of the bridge. And again, you can't get to the top of it at all. Not that I would want to try and climb on top of that. I just wouldn't trust it. All right, after trudging through the woods, trying to find this spot, found an area has a lot of rock here that almost looks like lava rock, if you can see that. So this whole area here is filled with it. I'm not sure if this was one of the dumping grounds, you know, where they poured that byproduct and slag. But this was definitely one of the areas that I remember when I was over here before, looking for those geocaches. So walk around a little bit more, see if I can find any other spots. Okay, finally found the area I was looking for. After I followed the river all the way up to where that one geocache was supposed to be, it wasn't there, and it's not a good area to hike out there. Needless to say, I think it went missing, so even if it gets replaced, I won't be coming back for it. That's not a good hike back through there. But this is the other area I remember finding a few years ago when I was here, and this was, I'm pretty sure, one of the dumping areas where they dumped that slag, where that narrow gauge railroad came across the river there. I don't think there's going to be, there might be another spot out here yet, but that's pretty much it. That's the area that I remember. Another interesting formation there. Don't know if that was another spot where they dumped their slag or what. But it's definitely interesting. Looks like we're just about back at my vehicle here. All right, I'm back to my destination. Hope I didn't bore you too much with this video, but I'm a little out of breath here from that hike. It was a good hike again. So, as always, if you like it, hit the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.